Hey YouTube, this is Steve from IDP Plus, and I'm here for your Week 10 waiver wire video for IDP. Again, hopefully this video has helped you in the past to get some great players to help you have a successful week, especially when there are injuries and bye weeks. And speaking of injuries and bye weeks, we've got actually 4 teams that are currently on a bye this week. So you've got the Browns, the Packers, the Raiders, and Seahawks that are not playing this week. We also have an early Sunday game in Germany, so make sure you guys are obviously prepared for that. So we're going to jump right into it. I've got 5 players that I believe you should consider grabbing for your waivers this week in IDP. So the first is going to be a defensive tackle. I've got Quinnen Williams for the Jets as a great option to pick up this week. He's not available. He's available in a lot of leagues, surprisingly, and typically he gets rostered a bit more because obviously his name has a lot in it when it comes to fantasy. This year, he's not played very well, which means he has been available in a lot of leagues, but he's been very, very good the last couple weeks. Right now, realistically, compared to years past, definitely a year low for him. The Jets in general, obviously defensively, are not playing well. I think with Robert Saleh gone, I think that definitely played a big factor. But Williams has actually been pretty great. In the last 2 weeks, he's had 4 sacks so far and a total of 6 quarterback hits. So depending on how your scoring is in your IDP league, that might make him a monster. And he's got this great stretch of matchups the next few weeks. They're going to allow him to have some big plays in the backfield. So again, Quinnen Williams is a great option to consider grabbing. So make sure you're going after him this week. Don't spend a lot on your fab though, but he is definitely worth a stash or grab, especially if you're trying to figure out with those 4 teams on a bye that you may need to put somebody. Now, speaking of the next player, I've got Josh Sweat at the defensive end. Josh Sweat has actually done a really good job for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's kind of new to my list of players. If you guys haven't checked out my article, make sure you check out the waiver wire article. I've got a lot more players on there. Again, that's on idpplus.com. And of course, we've got some promotions going on there. If you go to idpplus.com and subscribe to any of the subscriptions, which obviously would give you access to articles and start and sits, and obviously ability to get to our Discord to ask questions. You actually use promo code PROPS when you check out. You get 20% off. So make sure you guys take advantage. But Josh Sweat is definitely new to my waiver wire articles and, of course, on the YouTube channel. He's somebody I really wanted to mention because he's actually playing really, really well. He's not known for his tackles, though. So, again, depending on how your scoring is, may play a factor. But he is definitely someone that is available who has done a really good job. He's got great matchups in the next 2 weeks. He's got Dallas Cowboys, who are obviously dealing with a lot. 2 offensive line rookie players there. You've got a really bad right tackle in Terrence Steele. Then you got the Commanders right after that in week 11. So really 2 solid matchups for Josh Sweat. And in the last 5 games, he's been averaging just over 7 fantasy points a game, and he's had 5 sacks in those 5 games. So again, a player I think is worth stashing. More so in deep leagues for sure, but if you're in a league that's maybe 12 teams, maybe you've got 1 or 2 defensive ends you've got to put in there, Sweat should be available, and you want to grab him this week.
Well, I was looking for a prize for my new league, a belt or a ring or a nice trophy. My IDP guys went and had my back. The best swag online for champs is found on Trophy Smack. R-I-N-G, that spells ring. TrophySmack.com has the bling. Good, so good, I have to sing. Go and check them out, they have everything. I can show that I'm the master of my craft. I'm a champion in fantasy and I won't let you forget that. R-I-N-G, that spells ring. TrophySmack.com has the bling. Use promo code IDPGuys at checkout for a free ring on Trophy Smack.
Jumping into the linebackers, I've got 2 players I want to mention. Again, a lot more in the article, but the first player I'm going to mention at linebacker is Jamien Sherwood. And I've mentioned him before in weeks past. So if you've checked out any of these videos before, Sherwood has been on there. I've mentioned him before, and he's been amazing. The fact that he's still available is surprising. Right now, he's linebacker 16 in fantasy this season, which again, if you're in a 12-team league, you got 2 linebackers, he should be on someone's roster at this point. And if he isn't, you've got to go grab him. He's been fantastic for the New York Jets. And right now he's currently averaging 8 fantasy points a game. He's got a total of 76 tackles this year, which is going to put him about 143 tackles for the season. He's been really good. And a lot of it is obviously with Mosley being out, has played a lot. There's a lot of linebackers going back and forth in the rotation, but Sherwood has been kind of a staple. And he just came off a really great game. He had 7 tackles and 2 sacks on that Thursday night game against the Houston Texans. And again, he's got that big playability. Again, tackling has been his biggest, I would say biggest part of his game. He can get after the quarterback if needed. I would love for him to be used a lot more rushing, but again, he's been a solid play for the New York Jets. Now, another linebacker I'm going to mention is definitely somebody I haven't before. Is going to be Nate Landman for the Falcons. He's coming off of a 10-tackle performance against Dallas, and he's currently averaging 7 points a game in fantasy. Since coming back from injury, he came back in week 6. He's currently averaging 7 tackles a game. He's had 3 forced fumbles in those 4 games as well. And he's playing really well again, opposite of Ellis. Ellis has been great for the Falcons. And I know obviously Troy Anderson's been out, and he actually played really great for the Falcons as well in fantasy. But Landman is definitely somebody that is available that you can definitely grab, who's got some good matchups. He's been great on the defensive side when it comes to stopping the run. He's made some big plays. Again, as far as players that are available, I'm talking players that are probably maybe 3 to 5% rostered on this list that I'm mentioning. So they are there. Of course, if you have questions, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to help answer some of those questions for your waivers. And the last player I'm going to mention as a good pickup this week, and I've mentioned him in the past, yet he's still available, is Damar Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills. I'm not sure what it is why he's still available. Maybe it's his name. Maybe it's the Buffalo Bills. I don't know. He's DB 15 for the season. So again, depending on how your roster is built, if you're at least in a 10 to 12 man league and you're at least playing 2 defensive backs, Hamlin should be on someone's roster at this point. And if he's not, go after him, because Hamlin's been playing really, really well. And he's been a solid starter consistently every single week. He's coming off of a 10-tackle performance, and he should have had a fumble recovery, but that got called back. And right now he's got a total of 57 tackles so far this season, which will put him well over the 100-tackle mark. And as far as his first season as a full-time starter, he's been actually really good for Buffalo. He's got some interceptions this year. Again, he's been doing really well in helping to support the run defense, and has helped this Bills defense become a lot better than I had thought they would, just because I really thought with all the injuries and players leaving from free agency, I really thought Buffalo was going to take a step back, but they've done a great job, and Damar Hamlin is part of that. And he's got a great matchup against Indianapolis Colts this week. So again, if he's available, you should be grabbing him. So those are my 5 players that I think are worth your time and grabbing this week for waivers. Now, again, if you guys have more questions, hit me up in the comments down below. I'd love to help you guys out. And of course, check out the article on idpplus.com. I've got even more players on there. I just wanted to mention 5 here to help you guys out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that like button, and I'll check you guys out next time.
Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.